This is Moment's new Supercage, and it is way more than meets the eye. At its core, it clamps onto a mobile device to provide some stability and more mounting points. But when you take a closer look, there is a lot more going on here, so let's dive in and check it out. And hey everybody, I'm Jordan with 9 to 5 Toys. If at any point you find this video helpful, please drop a subscribe. We're getting close to that 100,000 subscriber mark, and I'd really like to hit it by the end of the year. So thank you for your time. Let's get back to the review. Now, I've tried some iPhone rigs in the past, like the small rig Brandon Lee mobile video kit, which is on a huge sale right now, link down in the description. But Moment's cage is so much more than that. And the main thing that you'll notice on this is down here along the bottom is a built-in integrated USB-C hub. Labeled on the hub are USB-C ports for data, headphones, a microphone, a full-size SD card slot, USB-C for power, and another USB-C for connecting your phone. And underneath, on the sides here, there's one on either side, is an additional USB-C data port and a full-size HDMI port. And this gives you just about everything that a filmmaker would need to build out an iPhone rig capable of shooting some incredible quality productions. A couple key things on there are, of course, the headphone and microphone. So I've got the DJI mic plugged in here, but also having an SSD plugged in so you can take full advantage of the resolution and color depth that some of the newer iPhones, like the iPhone 16 Pro that I'm using, can do. Okay, so first off, let's take just an overall look at the design of the Supercage. And one of the biggest things, besides being that USB-C integrated hub, is that the base of the thing is Arca compatible. So if you have any Arca base plates, which just happens to be what I always use, you can just clip this on, and that is a really huge benefit in my opinion. If you are using a different system, you can of course, attach anything to the bottom because there are tons of quarter 20 threads, but Arca makes this a really nice, easy to use platform. The rest of the cage features NATO rails, 4 cold shoe mounts, 39 1/4" 20 threads, and 4 3/8" 16 threads. So at its core is that this just holds a mobile device. There is a universal clamp in here that just expands, and I had no issues using this with my iPhone 16 Pro. Now the only downside here is, this has some really nice features, so of course it's gonna be a little bit more expensive, and we'll get to the full price here in a second, but it also doesn't come with all the accessories. And that can be both good and bad. You can build this out exactly how you need it, or if there are, some key things that you really want, you'll have to add those on afterwards. I do have 2 accessories attached on here that came from Moment. One is the handle over here on the right. It does not include a handle out of the box. So these handles, they feel very secure when you screw them in. They also have the ability to have a Bluetooth shutter button you can put on top here if you want to control your mobile device from it. But these start at $40 and then kind of go up depending on what accessories you're adding to them. So it works great and is really nice to have, but yeah, kind of stinks you have to pay a little bit more to get a handle on here. The other main accessory that I have is the cheese plate, which you can kind of see it's back here. And basically this just gives you more mounting points. So for me, I've strapped a little battery bank to it so I can power everything and charge my phone, so I'm not worried about battery life. And then I also have my SSD enclosure attached here too. And this is a $67 upgrade. So once again, it feels very high quality, obviously fits everything perfectly on here, but it's a little bit more expensive to be able to get those extra mounting points. Another nice thing is that I can kind of strap all of the cables that I'm using to the back of it here and kind of cleans things up a little bit, even though I've still got some cables going all over the place. All right, so here I'll take you through a complete walkthrough of my build here, what I am using. So, of course, at its core, we have the iPhone mount that comes with it. Everything's clamped in on there. I have the cord that goes down and connects my phone to the USB-C hub. That is included in here. And then, as I mentioned, I have a battery bank that is powering everything to make sure that I don't need to worry about battery life on my phone. And then I have the dock case SSD enclosure here, which allows me to take full advantage of the resolution and color depth that the iPhone 16 Pro is capable of doing. Additionally, I have the DJI mic. This is the original, and so I have that hardwired into the microphone port on here. And if I wanted to, and sometimes I do, I can plug headphones in so I can monitor everything, and there's separate ports for each of those, which is a really nice feature. But the nice thing about these DJI mics, with the clip on the back, I can just kind of put them on here for when I need them, and then, if I'm about to interview somebody, I can pull it off, grab it, give it to them, and we're good to go. So everything is very, easy to grab, easy to use. And I did try the HDMI port. I tried putting a monitor up here, but the monitor that I have is very cheap. I feel like if I was to use a monitor on here, I'd want to upgrade to something that's a little bit higher quality. But that being said, it did work fine. The HDMI pass-through worked fine on here. So that's something you can add out if you want. But for me, this is how I've been using it and how I really like to use it. Another nice feature is that I am using the Moment camera case, which means that I can very easily, this isn't anything to do with the cage necessarily, but it's more about the Moment ecosystem. So I'm able to very easily pop on some filters. And this is the Cinebloom 10%. And so what you can do is you can pop this on here and it just clips on to the little camera cluster like that, and you have whatever filter you want. The one that I use the most is a variable neutral density, or a VND filter, that I use to kind of darken the image and get my shutter speed in the right spot. But Moment has quite a few more available. I made a little video about those if you want to check it out. I'll put a link down in the description so you can see all the different lenses and filters that are compatible with this Moment camera case. So the Moment Supercage is extremely powerful and very versatile for mobile device and iPhone filmmakers. That USB-C hub, the Arca mounting, and the large variety of different mounting points on the cage itself make it so you can really build this out exactly how you need it. But we haven't covered the cost yet. The cage itself starts at $200, and as I had it configured here with the handle and the cheese plate, it came out to $306. There are, of course, much more affordable cages that don't have the integrated USB-C that you can get if you're just looking for something stable that you can mount things onto. But if you're starting to add quite a few accessories, like if you want a microphone and you want the SSD enclosure and you want power, being able to plug everything through that hub has been a really nice feature for this. Ever since I picked up my iPhone 16 Pro, I've been doing more and more jobs with it. The quality that this camera can capture is really impressive. But of course it has limitations. When you want to plug in microphones, when you want to take full advantage of the color depth, you need that external SSD drive. So having something where I can build it out exactly how I need it for the situation I'm recording in has made this the cage that I go to the most when I am filming with my iPhone 16 Pro. So what do you think? Is there too much going on? Is this too much, or is it just right? Can you see the possibilities of how you can use it? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you want to see more from Moment, check out these videos right here. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9 to 5 Toys.